Ladies and gentlemen, let me paint you a picture. A young man stands at the edge of his existence, looking at the life he's been handed, a life that seems more like a punishment than a gift. He has no silver spoon, no shortcuts, no favors waiting in the wings. Every door appears locked, every opportunity seems reserved for someone else, and every path forward feels like it's blocked by walls too high to climb. What separates the defeated from the unstoppable isn't circumstance, it's a decision. That man made a decision to change his reality. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. And let me tell you, the most powerful force in the world isn't wealth or influence. It's a person with nothing to lose and everything to gain. The moment he decided to take control, to stop waiting for luck, and start creating his own opportunities, everything changed. But change doesn't come easily. Others wasted their time chasing fleeting pleasures. He was working. When they laughed at his ambition, he was grinding in silence. Success doesn't knock on your door, it demands you kick it down. And the cost, sleepless nights, relentless hustle, and sacrifices that most people wouldn't dare to make. The road to greatness isn't paved with comfort, it's carved out of struggle. There were failures, oh, so many failures, and each one could have been the end. That's the thing about those who rise. They see failure not as a finish line, but as a stepping stone. Every loss taught a lesson, every setback built resilience. When others would have quit, he doubled down, because here's the truth, pain and progress are inseparable. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. Made him unstoppable wasn't just the work, it was the mindset. He believed in himself when no one else did, unapologetically. The kind of belief that doesn't just withstand criticism, it thrives on it. They called him crazy, delusional even. Here's the thing, every person who's ever changed the game was called that at some point. Visionaries always are. And then came the turning point. All the sacrifice, all the sweat, and all the tears began to pay off. But success isn't a straight line, it's a battlefield. To win, he had to be strategic, always thinking 5 steps ahead, adapting to the game, and refusing to let circumstances dictate his destiny. He played the game of life like chess, turning obstacles into opportunities and problems into possibilities. Today, that man who started with nothing lives life on his own terms. But don't get it twisted, this isn't about flaunting wealth or material gains. True success isn't about the money, it's about freedom. The freedom to wake up every day and know that you own your time, your choices, your destiny. And even more than that, it's about empowerment. To show others that no matter where you start, no matter how impossible it seems, you can rise. This isn't just his story, it's a blueprint. It's a challenge. Because every single person in this room has the potential to write their own zero to hero story. The question isn't whether it's possible, the question is, do you have the courage to begin? Ladies and gentlemen, picture this: a man sitting alone in a dimly lit room, staring at the ceiling, consumed by a gnawing sense of dissatisfaction. The world outside seems indifferent, cold, and unyielding. He looks at his life and feels the weight of mediocrity crushing his chest. But deep within, there's a spark, faint but undeniable. It's the realization that this can't be it, that there has to be more, and that the life he dreams of isn't a gift, it's a battle to be won. That moment, tiny flicker of desire for something greater, is where it all begins. Because change doesn't come from comfort. It comes from a fire so intense it burns through every excuse, every doubt, every limitation. He wasn't born with privilege or luck. He realized that if he wanted to change his life, he couldn't wait for permission. Success isn't handed out. It's taken by those bold enough to demand it. And demand it he did. While others wasted their days in idleness, he got to work. The road to greatness is lonely. Friends fade away, distractions pull at your focus, and the world tries to drag you back to the mediocre. But he understood something crucial: the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. It wasn't smooth sailing. Far from it. He failed repeatedly. He faced ridicule, skepticism, and moments of crushing self-doubt. But failure was never the end for him. It was a stepping stone, a lesson, a challenge to grow stronger. Every setback was met with the same unwavering belief: I will not stop. That's the difference. Most people quit at the first sign of difficulty. He refused. And then the world began to change, not because it became easier, but because he became stronger. His relentless effort, his refusal to settle, and his unshakable vision transformed the impossible into the inevitable. But let me make one thing clear. Success isn't about money or status, it's about freedom. The freedom to wake up every day and live life on your terms. The freedom to inspire others. To prove that no matter where you start, you can rise to greatness. That's what he achieved, and that's what every single one of you is capable of achieving. So let me leave you with this: the fire inside you, no matter how small it feels right now, is enough. Feed it with action, protect it with belief, and one day you'll look back and realize that the life you dreamed of wasn't handed to you. It was earned. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine starting with nothing. No safety net, no favors, and no promises of success. Just a burning desire to escape the chains of mediocrity. The world doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your struggles. And it certainly doesn't care if you fail. But that's the beauty of it. The world's indifference means it's all on you. There's no magic formula, no shortcut, no secret hack to success. It's about showing up every single day, relentlessly pursuing your goals, and doing the work no one else is willing to do. While others slept comfortably, he stayed awake, grinding, hustling, building the foundation for a life he could be proud of. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who are willing to outwork everyone else. And let me be clear, the hustle isn't glamorous. It's not the highlight reel you see on social media. It's dirty, it's exhausting, and it demands sacrifice. He gave up everything that didn't serve his purpose: late nights out, meaningless distractions, and even relationships that held him back. Because when you're chasing greatness, you can't afford to drag dead weight. Every day was a battle against complacency. The alarm clock wasn't his enemy, it was his ally. While others were still dreaming, he was up, turning his dreams into reality. He worked when it was hard, when it was lonely, when it felt like progress was invisible, because he knew that consistency was his weapon and time was his battlefield. It's easy to hustle when you feel motivated. What separates those who achieve from those who give up is the ability to push through on the days you don't feel like it. The days when the world feels heavy, your energy is drained, and when doubt whispers in your ear, why bother? Those are the days that define you. People called him obsessed. They said he was taking it too far. But obsession is just a word the mediocre use to describe dedication. He understood that while others were busy chasing comfort, he was chasing greatness. And comfort never built empires, so he hustled relentlessly. He sacrificed without apology, and he refused to let anything distract him from his mission. Because the truth is, the road to success is paved with sacrifices most people are unwilling to make. But the reward is living a life most people can only dream of. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine starting from nothing. Not just financially, mentally and emotionally, standing in a place where every step feels heavier than the last, and every glance at the world around you seems to scream, you can't do it. Yet, deep inside, there's something burning, a whisper that grows louder with every setback, every failure, and every moment of doubt. That whisper says, keep going. The journey from zero to hero isn't a straight line, it's a battlefield. Along the way, throws punches that knock the wind out of you. And let me tell you, it's not the punches you see coming that hurt the most. It's the ones that blindside you, the unexpected blows that leave you questioning everything. But here's the truth: setbacks aren't barriers, they're tests. They're the universe asking, how bad do you want it? Failures aren't inevitable. You try, you fail, you try again. Most people see failure as the end. They let it crush their spirit and steal their dreams. But for the few who rise, failure is a teacher. Each mistake is a lesson. Each setback is a step forward in disguise. The key is to look that failure in the face and say, I'm not done. There's a secret about resilience that most people miss. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build. You build it by getting up one more time than you fall. You build it by learning to turn rejection into fuel and pain into power. And you build it by realizing that no one else can give you the strength to keep going. It has to come from within. When the world doubts you, when your friends and even your family question your vision, that's when you have to double down. You have to believe in yourself so fiercely that nothing and no one can shake your conviction. That's what mental resilience is. It's the unshakable belief that no matter what life throws at you, you will not stop. There were days when he wanted to quit, days when the weight of failure felt unbearable. But quitting was never an option because he understood something most people don't. Pain is temporary. The regret of giving up lasts forever. Every time he fell, he reminded himself of why he started in the first place. He reminded himself that every step, no matter how small, brought him closer to his vision. And when you build that kind of resilience, something incredible happens. The failures don't break you anymore. The setbacks don't slow you down. Instead, they fuel you. They make you sharper, stronger, and more determined. You start to see every challenge not as a roadblock, but as an opportunity to grow. So let me tell you, this resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about being unshakable. It's about knowing that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you'll rise again, stronger than before. That's how heroes are made, not by avoiding failure, but by embracing it and using it to fuel their rise. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a man standing alone against a tide of doubt, criticism, and disbelief. Not a single person around him truly understands his vision. They mock his dreams, ridicule his ambition, and roll their eyes at his determination. But he doesn't flinch, he doesn't shrink, he doesn't apologize for what he sees when he looks in the mirror. Instead, he holds his head high, stares them all in the face, and says without hesitation, "Watch me." Unapologetic confidence is not arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about knowing, deep down, that you have what it takes to become better than you were yesterday. It's about refusing to let the world's judgment define your worth. Because here's the truth. People will doubt you until they can't ignore you. They'll call you delusional until your success becomes undeniable. But confidence isn't handed to you. It's built. It's forged in the fire of rejection, failure, and struggle. It's built every time you push past the fear of what others might think. It's reinforced every time you take a step forward, even when your legs feel like they might give out. Confidence is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows when you push it to its limits. There were moments when he felt the weight of doubt pressing down on him like a storm. Every voice around him seemed to echo the same thing. You're not good enough. But instead of listening to those voices, he chose to listen to his own. He chose to believe in himself, even when it felt like no one else did. That's the power of unapologetic confidence. It doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't need validation. It exists because you decide it does. And let me tell you, confidence changes everything. You walk into a room with the belief that you belong there, people notice. When you speak with conviction, people listen. Confidence is magnetic. It draws opportunities to you because the world respects those who respect themselves. But here's the thing about confidence. It's not about pretending you're fearless. It's about moving forward despite the fear. It's about recognizing that self-doubt is natural, but refusing to let it dictate your actions. It's about knowing that every expert was once a beginner. Every champion was once an underdog, and every hero was once a nobody with a dream. He didn't apologize for his ambition, and neither should you. The moment you stop seeking approval from others is the moment you truly start living. The moment you realize that your potential is limitless, your value isn't determined by the opinions of others, is the moment you become unstoppable. So stand tall, speak boldly, dream unapologetically, because confidence isn't just a quality, it's a weapon. And when wielded correctly, it has the power to change your life. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, picture this. A world full of chaos, unpredictability, and endless obstacles. It's a battlefield where every step you take seems to bring a new challenge, a new twist, a new test of your willpower. Success in such a world is not for the rigid or the stubborn. It's reserved for those who can think, adapt, and move with precision. Because here's the truth, success is a game of strategy, and life is the ultimate chessboard. The journey from zero to hero isn't just about hard work. It's about smart work. It's about understanding that brute force alone won't get you to the top. It takes calculation, foresight, the ability to see opportunities where others see dead ends. Strategic thinking is the art of playing the long game, of seeing 3, 4, even 5 moves ahead while everyone else is fixated on the next step. But what does strategic thinking really mean? It means being intentional with every decision you make. It means understanding that every action, no matter how small, is a piece of a much larger puzzle. When others move impulsively, you move deliberately. When others are reactive, you stay calm and calculated. And here's where adaptability comes into play. Life doesn't follow a script. Plans fall apart. Unexpected obstacles arise. The terrain changes, and those who are too rigid get left behind. Adaptability isn't about abandoning your goals. It's about finding new ways to achieve them. It's about pivoting when necessary, changing your approach without changing your vision. He understood this better than anyone. When one path closed, he didn't waste time complaining or feeling defeated. He found another path. When the rules of the game shifted, he didn't resist. He adjusted. That's the mindset of a winner. It's the ability to adapt and thrive in any situation, no matter how challenging. And let me tell you, adaptability isn't weakness. It's strength. It's resilience in action. It's the realization that the most successful people in the world aren't those who avoid challenges, but those who face them head on and find a way through. It's about staying flexible without losing your focus. Think about it. How many people do you know who gave up the moment their first plan didn't work out? How many people quit when things got tough? The difference between them and those who succeed is simple. The winners adapted. They didn't let a single failure define them. They didn't cling to a sinking ship. They adjusted their sails and kept moving forward. Every setback he faced became a stepping stone because he saw it for what it was, a chance to learn, grow, and refine his strategy. That's the power of strategic thinking and adaptability. Together, they create a force that's unstoppable, a force that doesn't just survive, but thrives in the face of adversity. So, here's the challenge. Start thinking like a strategist. Start adapting like a champion. See every obstacle as an opportunity and every failure as feedback. Success isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. It's about being the smartest and the most adaptable. And when you master that, there's nothing you can't achieve. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, success is one of the most misunderstood concepts in the world. Everyone seems to think they know what it looks like. A fancy car, a big house, a bank account that never runs dry. But that's not success. Those are just the byproducts. The evidence of something much deeper. True success isn't measured by what you have. It's measured by who you've become. It's about transformation. It's about freedom, not just financial freedom, but the freedom to live life on your terms. Success starts with a decision. It's the moment you look in the mirror and refuse to accept mediocrity. It's not about comparing yourself to anyone else. It's about setting your own standards and refusing to settle for anything less. Success is personal. It's not about chasing someone else's dream. It's about chasing your own. And if you don't know what your dream is yet, your first mission is to find it. Here's the truth. Most people are stuck in a cycle of doing what they think they're supposed to do. They follow the rules, they check the boxes, and then they wonder why they feel so unfulfilled. That's because real success doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from taking risks, from stepping outside your comfort zone, and from daring to be different. But make no mistake, success is not easy. It demands effort, sacrifice, and a relentless commitment to growth. It's about waking up every day with purpose, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, what's convenient. It's about consistency, because greatness isn't built in a day. It's built brick by brick, habit by habit. The journey to success isn't linear. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like you're not making progress. But those moments are where the magic happens. They're where you learn, where you grow, and where you prove to yourself that you're stronger than any obstacle in your way. Success isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. And let's talk about the mindset of success. It's about more than just working hard. It's about thinking differently. It's about seeing opportunities where others see problems. It's about being bold enough to take the leap, even when you're not sure where you'll land. It's about trusting yourself, even when no one else does. True success is empowering. It's not just about achieving your goals. It's about inspiring others to achieve theirs. It's about lifting others up as you rise. Because what's the point of reaching the top if you're standing there alone? Success isn't a solo journey, it's a ripple effect. When you succeed, you show others what's possible. So redefine what success means to you. Forget what the world says it should look like. Focus on what it feels like: freedom, fulfillment, and the satisfaction of knowing you gave it your all. Success isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's not about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What does it mean to truly live a great life? Is it just about achieving personal success, hitting your goals, and living in luxury? Or is there something more? Let me tell you this. Real greatness isn't just about what you achieve for yourself. It's about the impact you leave behind. It's about the legacy you build and the lives you inspire. Because at the end of the day, what's the value of your success if it dies with you? Empowerment starts with you. But it's not meant to end there. When you rise, when you overcome, when you achieve what others said you couldn't, you create a ripple effect. People see what's possible through your actions. You become living proof that the odds can be beaten, that dreams can be realized, that greatness is attainable for anyone bold enough to claim it. That's the true power of success, not just transforming your own life, but showing others how to transform theirs. But here's the catch. Empowerment isn't about handing people the answers. It's not about doing the work for them. It's about leading by example, showing them what's possible, and challenging them to step up, because no one can give you greatness. It has to be earned. And when you embody that truth, you inspire others to do the same. And let's talk about legacy, because that's where real meaning lies. Legacy isn't about statues or plaques or people chanting your name. It's about the imprint you leave on the world. It's about the lives you touch, the change you spark, and the standards you set. Legacy is the ultimate measure of success because it's not just about what you take with you. It's about what you leave behind. Think about the people who inspired you, the ones who pushed you to dream bigger, to work harder, and to believe in yourself when no one else did. They left a mark on your life. And now it's your turn to do the same for someone else, because success without contribution is hollow. True greatness is about lifting others as you climb. But don't get me wrong, building a legacy doesn't mean sacrificing your ambition or your goals. In fact, it's the opposite. The bigger your dreams, the more people you can inspire. The higher you climb, the more you can show others what's possible. Your success isn't just about you, it's a beacon for everyone who's watching, waiting for proof that they can succeed too. So ask yourself this: what will people say about you when you're gone? Will they talk about the things you owned, or will they talk about the person you were? Will they remember your titles and achievements, or will they remember the way you made them feel, the inspiration you sparked, and the legacy you left behind? Empowerment and legacy aren't just concepts, they're responsibilities. When you succeed, you have a duty to reach back and help others rise. When you win, you have a responsibility to show others how to play the game. Because the greatest success isn't measured by what you've gained, it's measured by what you've given back. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey from zero to hero is not for the faint of heart. It demands relentless effort, unwavering belief, and the courage to face the world's doubt head on. It's about turning failure into fuel, challenges into stepping stones, and doubt into determination. It's about crafting a life on your terms, not by luck, by sheer will and deliberate action. But true greatness doesn't stop at personal success. It's about inspiring others, lifting those around you, leaving a legacy that echoes long after you're gone. It's about proving that the impossible is only impossible until it's done, and showing the world that no matter where you start, the destination is yours to define. So stand tall in the face of adversity, chase your dreams with unapologetic passion, and let your life be a testament to what's possible, because greatness isn't given, it's earned, and the world is waiting for your story.